Hi, I'm Rich Fuller, founder of Pure Earth, and Happy Earth Day, or as we call it, Pure Earth Day. For those of you attending one of our events for the first time, let me give you a quick overview of who we are and what we do. I founded Pure Earth over 20 years ago to fight the growing industrial pollution crisis. I traveled to dozens of countries and saw hundreds of families and children living in communities inundated with all kinds of toxic chemical wastes, causing illnesses and death. It's just enormous. These problems were not being addressed by the major environmental groups or funders. They were hidden, largely invisible. You had to go looking for them. As an engineer and a father, I knew I had to act, and with a growing team of amazing people, we've identified simple, low-cost solutions that can stop this poisoning, especially for children and pregnant women in these communities. We have a talented group of environmental engineers, scientists, epidemiologists, and advocates in dozens of countries. We've invested in their training and built a global network of pollution fighters. We developed a rapid, low-cost protocol for assessing toxic hotspots and health threats. That's now 5,000 sites wide in 50 countries. It's unique, the largest database of its kind. Pure Earth teams have conducted over 120 environmental interventions and cleanups in 25 countries. We've protected and improved the lives of millions, especially children. One of the most common toxins we see in the field is lead. It causes permanent brain damage. In fact, we released a report recently with UNICEF called The Toxic Truth. We found that 800 million children are lead poisoned. One of the leading sources of exposure is the unsafe recycling of car batteries. It's not just paint and pipes. You'll learn more about this on your trip to Bangladesh. In October 2020, we announced the formation of a unique public-private initiative called Protecting Every Child's Potential. It's set up to address this growing threat of lead poisoning in children. Pure Earth, Clarios Foundation, and UNICEF have joined forces as founding partners to scale up our collective efforts to solve this problem of lead poisoning globally. We hope that many of you traveling with us today will be inspired and join us to support this important initiative. After the trip, we'll have a live Q&A with Pure Earth experts, Dr. Gordon Binkhorst, Emily Nash, and environmental engineer Guido van der Kortelee from TAL. But now, let me introduce you to our tour guide for today, Glo Janata, board member of Pure Earth and president and CEO of Togo Run, a strategic healthcare consultancy.
Hello everyone and welcome. I'm so glad you could join us. I can't think of a better way to spend our last socially distanced Earth Day, fingers crossed, by experiencing the important and inspirational work Pure Earth teams carry out every day to stop pollution, save lives, and protect the planet. Let's get going. Today we travel to Bangladesh. Bangladesh, South Asia's newest country, was founded in 1971 and can be described as a new state in an ancient land. Bangladesh is the 8th most populated country in the world and famed for its colorful, crowded, and chaotic streets. While most of the 164 million citizens live in the urban centers, once outside the cities, you begin to see why Bangladesh is called the land of rivers. This country, the size of Iowa, is braided together by more than 700 rivers, producing a lush landscape with more shades of green than you can imagine. Coursing down, sacred rivers run through Bangladesh, forming the world's largest and most fertile delta. The Sundarbans, the world's largest mangrove forest, is located where the waterways of the Brahmaputra and the Ganges join. Here you will find Royal Bengal tigers stalking the mangroves, as well as rhesus macaques swinging in the canopies. Bangladesh also hosts the longest natural sand beach in the world, stretching a remarkable 75 miles in length. Cox's Bazar is an unknown gem to most of the world. In this densely populated country, giant urban centers house many different ethnic groups, creating a patchwork of cultures that makes this part of the world so intriguing. Some lesser-known cultural attractions include the Buddhist remains at Parapur and the 15th century mosques and mausoleums of Baggerhat, both of which are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Now it's my pleasure to introduce you to Dr. Mahfouz Rahman, Pure Earth's Bangladesh Country Director. Based in the capital Dhaka, Mahfouz will guide us on the next leg of our journey.
Thank you, Glow, and everyone. Welcome in Bangladesh. I'm very much pleased to have joined in Pure Earth Bangladesh team to have our own critical environmental health work in Bangladesh. Our country faces many environmental problems in Bangladesh, but lead exposure is one of the most emerging ones. In many cases, people are not aware of what lead it is, and so we have to aware the people to engage themselves to aware about the lead toxic and threats. Is our Katgora, a village that is 40 kilometers away from Dhaka, and we'll see how a village can be transformed from lead exposure. The villagers have been engaged themselves to empower and clean up their lead toxicity.
মানে ওই জায়গায় কালো ধোঁয়া বেরোতো, ওই জায়গা থেকে আমরা অসুস্থ হয়ে যেতে পারি তাই।
অনেকের ব্লাডে সীসার পরিমাণ ছিল অনেক বেশি, 26.2 মনে হয়েছিল।
এখন যে আবহাওয়া মানে পরিবর্তনে একটু কৃষিকাজে একটু কম হয়, কিন্তু ঘর ভাড়া থেকে এখন মানে বেশি আয়টাই হয়। ইতিপূর্বে অনেক আগে আর কি আমার এক আত্মীয়র বাসায় মানে ব্যাটারির কাজ করতো, ব্যাটারি ভাঙতো। ওনারই এক আত্মীয় আবার আমার বাসায় আসা যাওয়া করতো। ওনার সাথে আলাপ হয়েছে যে আপনার জমি একটা পড়ে রয়েছে, তো ওই জমির মধ্যে আমরা ব্যাটারি ফ্যাক্টরি করতে চাই। মনে করলাম যে এরা 7-8 হাজার টাকা আমার মাসে দিব, তো ওই টাকাটা দিলে মানে আমাদের চলতে একটু ভালো হইব, মানে ফ্যামিলি নিয়ে। আমি জানতাম না যে এই ব্যাপার স্বাস্থ্যগতভাবে মানে খারাপ হইব, এটা আমি জানতাম না।
অনেক
কি জানি গরম না দে আমগো দিকে কোন
হাই উদান না খারে আছে প্লিজ দেখে সব
আমি আজকে তো খাইতে পারি।
তাই নাও খাও।
যখন ছিস আমারে খাওয়াই দে।
8 বছর আমি ওই পাশে খেলতাম, এখন এই পাশে খেলি। ওই জায়গায় আমার দাদি এবং আমার মায় মানে উঠছে।
মানে ওই বাউন্ডারির সাইডে তো অনেক বড় মাঠ ছিল, ওই জায়গায় খেলতো বাচ্চারা। এটার কারণ উপরে তো কিছু ছিল না, উপরে তো খোলা আকাশই ছিল, ধোঁয়াটা তো ওদিক দিয়ে সহজেই বাইরে দিতে পারতো। মানে আমাদের বাসায় এই গাছপালাগুলো কালো হয়ে থাকতো সকালে, কুয়াশার মতো।
আমাদের গরু একটা ওই জায়গায় বেঁধে দিয়েছিল, সাথে সাথে কতক্ষণ পরেই গরুটা মারা গিয়েছে।
ওরা মানে লোকের চাপে ওরা পলাই চলে গেছে, আমরা বেড়াপড়া ব্যাংকে ফ্যাক্টরি নিয়ে। এখন বুঝতে পারছি যে ব্যাটারি কারখানা হওয়াতে ক্ষতি হয়েছে, আর এখন যে কাজ কাম করার পরে এখন আবার ভালোই লাগতেছে।
So behind me, that was used to be lead recycling works. Pure Earth, at first we have to collect all the battery waste in one corner of the site. Then inside the root, bamboo roots, there is a good amount of lead pollution. So we have to cut it. After cutting the bamboo trees, then we started our scraping. Scraping, that means we scrape 2 to 3 inches soil from the surface. Now this is a clean land, and there is no contamination, no lead pollution here. When the lead recyclers left the place, they left all kinds of pollution here, and the children frequently came to play with the used battery case
এখনো সীসা তো আর একবারে শেষ হয়নি, মানে আছে তো এই একটু ভালোর দিকে আছে, তারপরও মনে রাখতে পারে না এটা আছে।
পড়াশোনা করার সময় আমার অনেক কিছু মনে থাকে না।
The main danger of lead pollution is for the kids. Their IQ level it decrease, and also they have some memory loss, and they have some bad headache, vomiting, and some kind of other health issue.
আমার তো মনে হয় এটা খারাপ, কারণ টাকা উপায়ের তো আরো অনেক পথ আছে, তারা এটা বেছে নিল তো খারাপ, নিজেকেও খারাপ করতেছে আর অন্যেরও খারাপ করতেছে।
হ্যাঁ, আমি তো আমাদের দেশ অত্যন্ত গরিব দেশ, গরিব রাষ্ট্র, যে অসুস্থ হইলে মানে অনেক টাকা পয়সা লাগে, দেশ সারাইতে অনেক পয়সা পাতি খরচ হয়, তাই আমার খুবই খারাপ লাগে। ফ্যাক্টরি যদি কিনা আবার কোনো নতুন করে কেউ করতে চায় তাদের মানাই করব, যাতে আর ফ্যাক্টরি না করে, যদি আমাদের কথাও না শোনে যাতে, যাই হোক এই ইউনিয়ন কাউন্সিলের চেয়ারম্যান মেম্বারদের সাথে আলাপা করব, যাতে আর ফ্যাক্টরি যাতে এলাকায় না হয়।
Now we found the lead in blood level of these kids is decreasing because we stopped the source.
সবারই তো বাচ্চা নিয়ে অনেক আশা, এরকম আমরাও করি, যতটুকু পারি ভালো করে যারা লেখাপড়া করে মানুষের মতো মানুষ করতে পারি। আর শরীর যেন এখন যে সীসাটা আছে এটাও যেন আস্তে আস্তে চলে যায়, সুস্থ হয়, এটাই আশা করবো।
Our next travel with the team to the another village is Mirzapur. You will see that the impact of unsafe recycling on the interval, as the dangerous process used by informal recyclers. Mirzapur is the next village we will be cleaning up.
This is an area they used to recycle batteries informally. They poured a concrete pad. They literally take the batteries, car batteries, rickshaw batteries, hack them apart, pull the lead plates out, and then they take the plates and they pile up coal in the smelting pit, and they put the plates on top. They light the coal, and they basically melt the lead and make ingots for recycling. Pull the batteries apart to pull the lead plates out. They have to take the paper and plastic separators out from between the plates, and they create a huge mass of garbage that you can see behind me. This is, again, the worst contaminated stuff. There are frequently kids running through here, playing capture the flag and king of the mountain on the waste piles, which is a travesty.
My name is Muhammad Lutful Kobir. I am working as an environmental researcher from the Department of Geology of University of Dhaka and staff of Pure Earth. So when we came here, this was an active site, and in that time the people were surrounding this area with a tin shed and some kind of shades that people cannot see their works. So they do not tell the landowner that they're going to do this kind of smelting works. So they hired the land and then they started their work. So during our investigation in 2018, we found that they smelt around 15 tons of lead per night. So this is a huge amount of lead, and you see there is a residential area just behind the smelting site, and there are 400 to 500 people lives there, and also there are around 200 children resided in the residential area.
As you can see behind me, homes are very close to here. We did additional readings in the courtyards of the homes and also found 10,000, 12,000 parts per million of lead in the soil, again compared to a cleanup standard of only 400. So we're in the second source area here. The reading at ground surface is 200,000 parts per million. That's the equivalent of 20% lead by weight in the soil. That's obviously extremely high. Currently we're in a drainage ditch that they dug to have water flow away from the work area. The lead concentration in the drainage ditch is 300,000 parts per million, or 30% lead in the soil.
My name is Guido van de Kotlet. I'm from TAL, and the TAL Foundation is working together with Pure Earth to help clean this village from the lead contamination. One of the reasons the TAL Foundation supports this project and Pure Earth is that worldwide Pure Earth is a unique organization that truly focuses on the issues relating to soil and groundwater contamination. And I think in the world they are unique in this. TAL, as an engineering firm with a strong focus on soil and groundwater contamination, therefore has decided to support Pure Earth on these projects in Bangladesh. She said that if we finish our work, there is no lead pollution here, then they improve their life.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mahfouz, for a fascinating behind-the-scenes look at the impact Pure Earth is having in Bangladesh. That concludes our trip to Bangladesh. I hope you enjoyed traveling with us, learning about Bangladesh and the critical work of Pure Earth. Next up, we go to a live Q&A where you will have the chance to ask Gordon, Emily, and Guido questions.